chilling storm has just swept through WWE, and its name is vengeance. Something dark and deeply buried from the past of the Shield has reawakened, and it's targeting Seth Rollins with a fury no one saw coming. This isn't a nostalgic reunion, it's a declaration of war. Rollins' so-called untouchable faction, once seen as an unstoppable alliance of strength featuring Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman, has just been marked for destruction. And the man behind it? A name you likely forgot because he was erased. Until now. No, this isn't the return of Dean Ambrose. This isn't Roman Reigns reclaiming dominance. This is something far more unexpected. Tonight, someone long thought lost in WWE's shadows reemerged. The mysterious and once forgotten enforcer of the Shield has stepped back into the ring, not with open arms, but with clenched fists and a burning grudge. The crowd was stunned into silence as the lights suddenly cut to black. A warped, slower version of the Shield's iconic theme began to echo through the arena, unnerving everyone. A hooded figure appeared at the entrance ramp, moving with the presence of a man possessed. As he removed his hood, revealing scars and a hardened gaze shaped by years of silence and betrayal, the entire arena realized what was happening. Victor, the battle-tested warrior from the Ascension and the hidden force behind the Shield's early dominance, had returned. He locked eyes with Seth Rollins and uttered a line that sent chills down the spine of every fan. "You forgot about me, Seth, but I never forgot what you did." The attack was brutal and swift. Victor crushed Bronson Reed with a steel chair and then charged Breaker, spearing him straight through the barricade. Paul Heyman stood frozen, terror etched across his face, as if he had just seen a ghost. And he had, the Shield's most ruthless and forgotten member, now reborn in vengeance. As the dust settled and the chaos unfolded, Roman Reigns' theme hit the arena. The tribal chief emerged from the back, watching the destruction unfold with a quiet, calculating smirk. He slowly nodded at Victor, a silent acknowledgement from a general to his assassin. This wasn't just a coincidence, it was orchestration. Reigns pulling strings, Victor carrying out a vendetta years in the making. This was storytelling taken to a new level, rooted deep in early NXT history, when Victor was originally intertwined with the Shield's origins, something most fans had overlooked or forgotten. But Roman hadn't. Now Seth Rollins stands alone and exposed. His empire is crumbling, and the ghosts of his past are closing in. With Victor back and Reigns clearly behind the scenes, SummerSlam is no longer just a show, it's a bloodbath waiting to happen. And this could just be the beginning. Could Dean Ambrose be next? Will Rollins beg for mercy before the end? Has the game changed so completely that there's no escape? This isn't just a story. It's a reckoning. The Shield doesn't forget. And it never forgives. When its shadows rise, no one in WWE is safe. The Revenge Tour has officially begun. A storm unlike any other just rolled through WWE, and its epicenter lies in the shattered foundations of one of the most dominant factions in wrestling history, the Shield. But this isn't a story about brotherhood, glory, or redemption. This is a tale of betrayal, vengeance, and the return of a forgotten warrior. Tonight, WWE witnessed a moment that will be etched in history, a moment when the past came back, not to relive memories, but to settle scores. Seth Rollins, long considered one of the pillars of the modern era, is no longer the mastermind pulling the strings. He is now the hunted, and the hunter is someone no one expected. This wasn't a feel-good surprise. It wasn't a nostalgic walk down memory lane. This was an ambush, a statement, a carefully calculated move in a game of revenge that's been silently unfolding behind the scenes. Seth Rollins, who once walked with confidence and arrogance as the self-proclaimed leader of his own powerful faction alongside Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and under the strategic guidance of Paul Heyman, believed he was beyond reach. He thought the past had been buried, the ghosts laid to rest. But he was wrong. Horribly wrong. What happened tonight was unlike anything the WWE Universe has seen in recent memory. As the arena lights dimmed, a strange energy settled over the crowd. The familiar crackle of the speakers gave way to a twisted, slower, and almost haunted version of the Shield's theme song. Confusion turned to shock, then to a deafening roar of disbelief as a hooded figure emerged from the shadows of the stage. The figure's gait was deliberate, every step heavier than the last, each moment dripping with tension. The arena held its collective breath. When the hood was finally pulled back, gasps echoed like thunder across the stands. It wasn't Dean Ambrose. It wasn't Roman Reigns. It was someone long erased from the company's main storyline, someone whose name had faded, but whose presence was once lethal. Victor, the scarred and hardened warrior from the Ascension, revealed himself as the Shadow from the Shield's earliest NXT days. In that moment, it all clicked. This wasn't a random return. This was premeditated. And Victor hadn't just returned. He had evolved into something far more dangerous. "You forgot about me, Seth," Victor snarled into the microphone, his voice gravelly and laced with years of fury. "But I never forgot what you did." The arena erupted as chaos unfolded. Before Rollins could even react, Victor leveled Bronson Reed with a sickening steel chair shot, sending shockwaves through the ring. Then, in a move that symbolized the sheer brutality of his return, Victor speared Braun Breaker through the barricade, destroying what was left of Rollins' illusion of control. Paul Heyman, a man rarely shaken, stood frozen, his eyes wide, unable to comprehend the ghost materializing before him. And just when the atmosphere couldn't get any tenser, Roman Reigns' music hit. The tribal chief appeared at the top of the ramp, his expression unreadable, his arms crossed as he surveyed the destruction like a tactician admiring a successful ambush. Then, with a simple nod toward Victor, everything became terrifyingly clear. This wasn't just Victor's revenge. This was Roman's plan. He had unleashed the one man Seth Rollins never prepared for, the one man who had been forgotten by fans but remembered in pain by the Shield's true insiders. This revelation changes everything. Because Victor wasn't just a throwaway name in early NXT. He was there, behind the scenes, a force who helped shape the Shield's early identity. A fourth man. An unsung enforcer. He was erased, dismissed, sent into obscurity, but not by accident. The betrayal cut deep, and now he has returned to collect. The implications for WWE are staggering. Rollins is now in the crosshairs, and this war has only just begun. With Victor unleashed and Roman Reigns pulling the strings from the shadows, SummerSlam is set to be more than a spectacle. It is shaping up to be a brutal, personal, no-holds-barred reckoning. There are whispers already. Who else could join this twisted reunion? Could Dean Ambrose, now known to fans as Jon Moxley, be lured back into this bloody saga? Will Rollins, usually so composed and calculated, be brought to his knees before the reckoning is done? And what of Paul Heyman? The legendary advocate looked genuinely petrified tonight, and if he didn't see this coming, then what hope does Rollins have? Victor's return isn't just a nostalgic callback, it's CA.